So, my name's Phil Jackson. Thanks for coming out, everybody. And like they said, I'm a traveling skateboarder and photographer. I graduated from University of the Arts photo program last May and been moving around since then. But I'm based here in Philadelphia. My wonderful family's here tonight, and my girlfriend too. They both live in Philly, so I have reason to come back all the time. But I've been skating since I was a little kid, and I've been taking photos since then. First started out with disposable cameras, as my friends and I traveled from the suburbs into Philly, and I've transitioned from shooting the actual act of skating into more the subculture side of things and the community. So this is one of the first good photos I think I ever took, and it's a friend of mine, a little kid named Rahman, and that's his real name. He's like, there's no good way to put this, but he's humping his other friend, kind of violent. And this is the same kid, and he's holding up a flare in the middle of a fireworks fight, which is where people light Roman candles and they shoot each other. But as you can see, 12-year-old kid, dyed black hair, leather jacket, kind of a little badass. This was shot at the skate park in South Philly. I don't know, most people probably have heard of it at least, but it's called FDR. And it's a concrete skate park. It's world-renowned, I guess. People know about it because it was originally made by the city, but it wasn't a very good park. And skaters kind of took it over and made it their own. And so it's all covered in graffiti, kind of built really ghetto, except for some of the new stuff, and it's under a bridge, so that kind of lends a whole atmosphere to it. But I hang out there a lot, skate there a lot, and I take photos there a lot too. And this is a kid who fell down off a bike onto the handlebars or something, and he thinks he has a cracked rib and doesn't want to get up because he thinks that the cracked rib will puncture a lung and it will suffocate. So while we're waiting for the ambulance to come, this is his entourage. Is it
broken?
I don't know. I see him around, but I don't know what actually happened to him. But I don't know. I'm sure it was broken. This is a kid, again, waiting for an ambulance. A kid passed out on South Street and after probably suffering from alcohol poisoning of some sort. And that's my girlfriend posing next to him. But we called the ambulance first, but then there's time to kill. If anybody saw, there was a Rolling Stone article about this place, but it's called Skatopia, and it's in southern Ohio. It's like kind of like an anarchy farm where there's a bunch of ramps and they have parties twice a year, and you can literally do whatever you want. The cops don't come onto his property, so like people do all sorts of things, burning cars, all sorts of drugs, skating all night. It's like really lawless. But there was an article in Rolling Stone about the place like a couple of months ago. And then a couple of these photos are from a camp that I work at, and it's in central Pennsylvania. And it's like a big skateboard camp. And actually they film a reality TV show there, so that's kind of weird, but some people might have seen that. And I work there. I just came back from there, actually. This is, for anybody that doesn't skate, when the professionals come to a park and they put on like a demo, you get to watch them skate and everything. When they're done, they usually have a bunch of free stuff from the sponsors, and so rather than democratically hand it out, they just throw stuff into the crowd. And sometimes people ask me if this photo's posed, but it's real. And this is a friend of mine. Actually, almost every road trip I've ever been on has been with this guy, but just taking a break in a parking lot. Two roommates in the middle of a fight. And I'm always amazed by, I mean, I don't drink or anything, but I'm around people that drink a lot, so I'm always amazed by people that care about each other, live together, they get drunk and they do the most terrible things, and they're so mean to each other, and they say all these terrible things they don't mean, and then the next morning it's like nothing ever happened, or even if somebody remembers, maybe they don't say anything, or, like I've been around them like this, and I've been around them when they wake up, and I don't know, it's just sad, I guess. This is a roommate of mine trying to put on a shirt, failing. The same person doing what he does best. And this and the next photos are from my trip from Arizona back to Philly. So they're from the other day. Friend waking up, rest stop camping. Exploring drainage pipes, see if we can skate. This kind of doesn't fit in with the rest of the work, but I figured I would show it anyway. And it was, if anybody went to that Project Basho show, this was in that show. Not that that matters, but this is a friend holding up a deer from the side of the road. It's kind of like it's not supposed to be a joke, but it's like a mockery of, you know, your classic hunter's portrait. This is a show curated by people that do the art blog, and it was at Projects Gallery. And that was like right when I graduated, I got into the show, which was cool. That's what the work looked like on the wall, but in this sort of weird cluster. And then this is from a show that I did in this little town in Germany, and I met this guy in Philly who barely spoke any English, and he lives in Germany. He has like a super small gallery, but you know, it's like written up in contemporary art, whatever, magazines and stuff. And I took a trip to Europe, sent over a box of photos, and then spent a week just like buying thrift store frames and like figuring out how to put it all together. So this is my working methods, very organized. But that's how it turned out. And then this is a private collector's photos, aka my girlfriend's house. But this is more symmetrical, organized. But I don't know, I go back and forth between like obsessive, compulsive, try and make everything work, and then like, you know, I have a background in photography, so like I know about technique and stuff, and then like spontaneity and just like going, you know, more like this stuff. And this is work that's up at 24 Gallery, which is on York Street in Fishtown. It's I guess some new place, but that's up right now. That's what that looks like. And then I think I have one more slide. Oh yeah. And then this is my working methods. Camera in hand, blood stains, skateboard in hand, exploring full pipes. There you go.